Today we're talking about websites, and more specifically, how do you build a website that gets the right people to book a call with you? This is especially important to know if you're selling a high ticket service, coaching program, or consulting offer, because in that case, your website cannot just sit there and look professional. It has a job to do. It needs to take someone who may have just seen one of your ads, found you through your content, or heard about you from somebody else, and give them enough reason to keep paying attention, understand what you do, and take the next step. And most websites don't do that particularly well. They might look nice, they might explain the business, and they might have a big, book a call button at the top, but they don't give the visitor a compelling reason to watch the VSL. They don't build enough belief in the offer, and they don't create a natural journey towards booking a call. So in this video, we're going to figure that out. And by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Leon. I run a marketing company with my partner, and together we've generated more than $4.3 million in revenue for our clients. And one of the main things we help those clients with is building the entire journey from somebody seeing an ad to eventually booking a call and becoming a customer client. So instead of giving you 20 random website tips, I'm going to open one of our clients' actual landing pages, as you can see here, and take you through it from top to bottom. I'll show you why we chose this headline, why the VSL appears where it does, how we use proof throughout the page, and how each section moves the visitor closer towards booking a call. And by the end, you'll understand how to structure your own website so you can get the calls booked for your service. So let's get into it. So as you can see on the page here, we have the heroes section. And this consists of three headlines, right? We have the eyebrow headline, we have the main headline, and we have the sub headline. And each of them has an important job. For the eyebrow headline, we want to call out exactly who we're looking for. We could go more specific, but we're not running direct response ads right now. That's why this is a bit more broad, right? So it says for the man who's unhappy with how he looks. It's well enough to resonate with the ICP we're going after. And for the headline, we have get in the most spectacular shape of your auto life and build healthy habits that last a lifetime in just 12 months or you don't pay. The reason we did go with this headline initially is because there's another guy in the space which does 4 million a month. He's done all the research for us. He's tried all the headlines. He's split us everything for us. So we basically just took what worked and made it better and made it more unique to our offer and to our audience. So we took a proven headline that already worked in the same market and we just, polished it, make it better, and just put in our offer, right? Because it already worked. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. And it also talks to the direct benefit of what these people are looking to do. And another reason why this headline isn't your typical lose 20 pounds in 30 days is because the fitness niche is very sophisticated. People there are so aware, they've seen all the claims, and they simply don't believe that anymore. So if we were to say lose 30 pounds in 20 days or whatever, in just 12 months or you don't pay, people wouldn't believe that. And this is where I think the market is heading at. Claims, like specific claims of, make 10K a month as a trader or lose 20 pounds in 30 days are going to start to die out. What's really important here is that you understand what people actually want. Sure, they want to look good, they want to feel good, they want to lose the weight, but what's the more meaningful thing for them? For these people, for our ICP, it's to build healthy habits that last a lifetime. We found that this resonates with them a lot. We also had another trading client, and instead of saying, make 10K a month, we said become a lifestyle trader. We basically chose to identity sell rather than claim sell. And that's probably a topic for another video, but it's just to give you the reasoning behind why we put this headline together. And then we have the simple or you don't pay as a risk reversal to just be really direct, because the traffic is coming from his Instagram, which is pretty they're not super hot leads, but they're not cold leads either. They know him and they just need the risk reversal. They just need the offer here. And then the sub headline just elaborates on the offer or how this is possible. So you can see here we're saying watch the video below to learn exactly how over 236 men over 30 who swore they had tried everything got in the best shape of their life and avoided serious health issues by removing cognitive load. And this is like the UPM, the unique problem mechanism. This is the reason all of their previous attempts have failed, but they don't know that yet. They have to watch the VSL and understand how it works, and more importantly, understand how our unique mechanism, how our program helps them solve that, and then achieve the result of looking great, feeling great, and getting in the best shape of their life while avoiding health issues and building healthy habits that last a lifetime. That's the offer. And then we have that, the without. All without aggressive calorie cutting or quick turnaround programs that don't last, right? Because they've likely tried aggressive calorie cutting and then they gained back all the weight. Or they had quick turnaround programs that, maybe they lost 20 pounds in 30 days, but then for the next 3 months, they just gain it back plus more, right? Because it wasn't built to sustain. It was just built to give them that quick turn around and to make them feel great, to make them feel like the money was worth it. That's not what we do here. And we also make that as like, really good angle for our ads that we run. And it works really great because again, it's not a claim, it's more like build something real. Then we have the VSL, which starts off with a call out of like, if you're a man in your 30s or 40s, blah, 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 and you struggle with this, this, and that, and you want to do this, this, and this, then watch this video, right? Really, really simple. You can probably just put this into your page and watch the VSL if you want to, but I'm not gonna spend 15 minutes going through the VSL. And then here, instead of having a book a call button, right? Book your call, I put, yes, I'm ready for change. And it's a very small and subtle fix, but more people click this because it's different. First of all, so it's a pattern interrupt, but it's also signaling something else. It's not just like book a call, because people don't want to book a call, right? You need to leave with a benefit, right? So after they watch this video, they're probably pumped up, they have motivation, right? And they feel like they're ready to change. Like they're like, oh shit, I struggle with this, I don't want this, I need to get in shape, I'm ready for change, right? And then the button, it says their exact thought. Yes, I'm ready for change. So of course they're going to click that. And when they click that, they go down to this book your strategy call. And then they choose their time, they choose this, then they answer the questions, and then they book the meeting. Of course, on the back end, we have the confirmation page to educate them further on the topic, how our process works, and more like case study breakdowns of people so that they can resonate with them. And I'll show you another example because this page is really, really short, right? It's only like a few sections. So we've gone through the headline, the VSL, and then the CTA and the book a call, right? And now we get into the social proof section. So you don't always need to have this. For example, Superhuman, which does 4 million a month, he only has the headline, the VSL, and then a button to click to open up an application. That's all he has. No social proof on the website, no more text, nothing else, just that, right? In some cases, when you have a lot of authority or your market is more sophisticated, you can get away without having proof. For me, I always like to include some sort of proof just because you can use it very powerfully and talk about context. Give enough context so that the people can understand where the person was before, what he had tried, what you did with them, and then what the result became. Because think about it, it's one thing to just say, for example here, we could have said Adam just lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. Cool. That doesn't resonate with anybody besides those who want to lose weight. But Adam is a business owner, right? And see how we use this context. But Adam is a business owner who thought he didn't have time for fitness. We built fitness into his routine, dialed in his health, and then he got his energy back and the business 5x. He lost 15 pounds along the way, right? So what we're doing here is we're giving the social proof context. And when you give social proof context, like your testimony or your case studies context, they become way more powerful. Think of it like this. You have, for example, Adam. Let's take him again. You could say, as the example I gave, he lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. Cool. It doesn't really resonate with anybody. But on Jack's Instagram, we have made case study videos that explain exactly the full context around it. We answer 4 questions. We explain where Adam was before, what he had already tried, what Jack did with him, like, the unique thing, the unique program, what we did, build fitness around his life, and then what was the result. Now imagine someone scrolling and coming through that case study video, right? Instead of just saying like Adam lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks, if they're a business owner, they're going to resonate with Adam because he thought he didn't have time because he ran a business and he needed all of his attention. But his beliefs are going to be changed because we tell him exactly how Adam thought the same thing, but with our system, that changed, and then he got this amazing result and 5x his business, right? It's way more powerful when you can give your case studies some context, and they also become way more believable. And different people will resonate with different things. For example, Pascal here, he doesn't run a business, but he works a normal job, but he had, he was on medication, and he had high cortisol, high blood pressure, and his lung capacity was 63%, and with Jack's help it went to 99%. So imagine we just said, yeah, Pascal lost 75 pounds, in 6 months. Cool. Who does that resonate with? No one really. It doesn't hit them deep. But when we explain that, Pascal was on his medication, he had tried losing weight, but nothing worked, and he had high blood pressure, and he thought he'll be on medication forever. But then, he had tried everything, every diet, every pill, even some programs, even, asking AI, whatever. But it wasn't until he started working with Jack, and then Jack took this, unique mechanism, through our unique program, through our unique system, and we helped him down in his fitness. And now Pascal is 75 pounds down, but that's not even the most impressive thing. He got off all his blood pressure medication. Also, his lung capacity went from 63% to 99%, something his doctor says she's never seen in 25 years. And Pascal is super happy, but the only thing he's mad about is that he has to buy a whole new wardrobe because he's completely unrecognizable. Who do you think that's going to resonate with? That's going to resonate with people on a more deep and more emotional level, and they're going to be compelled, and that type of people are going to book a call because it's so specific, and they're like, oh shit, Pascal is just like me, right? You have explained the situation so well and given context on your social proof that they'll think, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Let me book a call because he can probably help me. So do you see how you can use case studies and add context to make them like 100 times more powerful? And another benefit of doing this is that you can basically engineer the type of ICP you're attracting, because while giving your case studies specific context, you're also saying to people, I help this specific type of person. I help people who are on blood medication. I have people who have businesses. I have people who think they're too old, right? But at the same time, you also repel people who are not like that. Okay, so people who are not qualified, who kind of resonate with your top performing clients, or like the clients you enjoy working with, they won't think, oh, it's not for me. But the clients that can resonate with it, they will be more sold, and you're going to attract them because it talks to them. I hope that makes sense. And then we just had the guarantee here, because I think for every offer, if you truly stand behind it and you truly believe in the results you can get, there's no reason for you to not have a guarantee. Right? It just makes it easier selling, and it gives you a high close rate. And on average, only like 3% of people actually use the guarantee. And in most cases, if you have a good onboarding, if you can deliver good results, you don't even need to worry about refunds or anything like that. And then for the last section, we just have a finisher. Ask them to book their strategy call again. And then that's it. That's the whole page. That's the reasoning behind it. I hope this was valuable to you. And the thing is, you can build these websites with AI. You just need to understand the context. You can probably just take this video, paste it into a YouTube transcriptor, and then give it to AI. And then it understands the context. It understands like the layers and what each of them need to achieve. And then, yeah, you have a website in like 5 to 10 minutes. So I hope this was valuable to you. And even with our help, building a website like this and running the entire marketing with paid ads, with websites, with automations and the backend stuff, and handle everything for you. There's going to be a link in the description which you can click and book a call with me to see if we're the right fit and if we can actually help you. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you found it valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.